What if a cartoon, yes, a cartoon could shake diplomacy between two countries? And what if the reaction is so revealed that it reveals something far bigger than just the satire itself? Tonight, a controversy from Norway is pulling India, whole Europe, and global politics into the same spotlight. And it begins with a newspaper cartoon that depicted Indian Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi in a colonial era snake charmer stereotype. A single image, but the reaction has made it something larger than just a cartoon. Anything but not small. An Indian origin member of parliament in Norway, Himanshu Gulati, has now responded strongly to the backlash, calling the depiction of a result of a lack of knowledge and ignorance. But he also added something more measured, suggesting that the cartoon reflects outdated stereotypes rather than deliberate hostility. And yet, the distinction is exactly where the debate becomes more complicated. Because on one side, critics are racist. They have a racist undertone that receives colonial imagery of India that long rejected it. On the other side, the defenders argue that it falls under the Europe's own traditions of political satire, where every global leader is routinely caricatured. And that changes everything. Because now this is no longer just about drawing a newspaper cartoon. It has become a test of cultural interpretation where the intent, perception, and historical memory collide in the real time. But however, the timing makes it even sensitive. The controversy emerged during a landmark moment, a high-profile India-Norway diplomatic engagement including the new strategic agreements, the Green Partnership, and the expanded cooperation in the trade, energy, and maritime security. And let's not forget it, these are not symbolic ties anymore. These are the structural alliances shaping into the Indo-Pacific strategy, climate cooperation, and even the global supply chains. But that's not the end. At the same moment, countries are trying to deepen the trust. A single cultural flashpoint exposes how fragile perception still is. Well, especially when the history narratives are involved. And yet, inside the tension, Himanshu Gulati's position adds another layer to it. As the only Indian origin lawmaker in Nordic region, he represented both integration and contradiction. On one hand, right-wing politician with immigration roots, defending a system that is increasingly debating the immigration itself. And on the other, it raises a deeper question. A controversy about a cartoon, or maybe about how the world is still struggling to define the respect in the globalized media age. With that in the end, because while the government sign agreements and issue the statements of the partnership, public perceptions of the moments of the leaders move faster than the diplomacy can control. And that is the gap between politics and the perception stories, like how it takes on the life on their own. And that is the question now, not whether the incident fades, but whether it becomes part of a larger global pattern or cultural friction that diplomacy alone cannot fully contain.